Hi there folks, and welcome to another episode of Michael's Backyard Marina. This one here is the Big Blue trailer, Big Blues trailer, part 2. We're going to go over some more detail on this trailer, what I'm doing, what I've got going on. Make sure the sound was on. So what we have here is the trailer. Now, as you saw in the first one, we built the tongue. The tongue, my goal is to get the tongue reattached on here in this video, if nothing else. But I guarantee you we're going to get more done to that. We've got to finish cutting off all this old brake line. And we're going to put brand new shoes and backing plate on this. And we're doing hydraulic brakes. And some people were asking, why wouldn't you just go with electric brakes? Well, because electric brakes require a controller that I don't have. A trailer hitch that I do have is hydraulic. And we'll be putting that on in this video as well. I'll show you my trailer brakes. So here, for a few dollars, you can buy a whole backing plate with shoes, brand new cylinder, you know, master cylinder or slave cylinder or wheel cylinder or cylinder. Yep, all that. So we got that to put on there. We got, here's the hitch. As you might have saw earlier in the video, I've got that to put on. I got my safety chains to put back on. Got a lot of things to put back on. Somebody asked me, why don't you go electric? Well, because I don't know who might borrow my boat, who might use my boat. I know it's going to be somebody that's competent, obviously. I'm not going to let an incompetent person borrow my stuff. But if they want to take my boat out, I might just let them, type of thing. And I want it to be safe for them. Now, I don't know what kind of vehicle they're going to be towing it with. It's going to have a hitch, obviously, but it may not be equipped with trailer brakes. The beauty of this with the hydraulic is this works off the momentum. So when you hit the brakes, the trailer goes forward on some rollers in that coupler, and there's a master cylinder in there, and it compresses that master cylinder, which displaces the brakes. So it puts the right amount of braking in proportion to the amount of brake you're giving it, similar to how a electric brake would work. So, and the nice thing is I can hook it up to 2 or 3 of my different tow vehicles, and guess what? I got the same amount of braking capabilities on all of them. Plus, let's just call it one less thing to worry about. Technically, if you know, electric brakes cannot work sometimes if the wire breaks. Whereas your brake line, steel brake line, won't break so easy. Now that I've got the sun directly on this, I want to show you folks something. This right here is called a bearing buddy. And it is the, let's just call it, I'm gonna call it out there, and they're gonna hate me for this, the cruelest joke played on Americans and anybody that buys them. And I'll say it for a reason. Bearing buddies give people a false sense of security that all I gotta do is squirt grease in here and my bearings are always gonna be good, always gonna be good. Don't ever have to worry about them, never gonna be a problem. Well, that is a problem. I want you to see right here, all the grease piled up inside the shoe. I want you to see all the grease on the outside of the shoe. Now, your bearings, these bearings are still ruined. They still have corrosion and rust and pitting on them. Why? Because bearing buddies alone ain't the secret, guys. It ain't. Now, there's gonna be a lot of you guys out there, you know, telling me different things about these things, but I'm telling you my opinion, and we're all entitled to an opinion, whether you believe it or not. We are. Well, as you can see here, this did the exact opposite of what it needed to do. And the other thing that bearing buddies will do would give you the false sense of security. I've got bearing buddies on there. I don't have to ever worry about my bearings. Yes, you do. Water can still get in there. Things can still happen. And here's, when you pump this thing full of grease and just load it up with grease and pressurize this thing, guess what happens? You can blow the seal out of the back. I see these for sale all the time. Do they come with the proper seal that goes in the back? Nope, they do not. Most of your seals that you'll see on these trailer hubs that I've seen so far are a double lip seal. They're designed to keep water out and keep grease in. Well, as soon as you start pumping grease and it's trying to keep the grease in, you'll build up pressure and you'll blow the seal out the back. And if you did have a proper seal that lets you pump the grease out the back, you sure as hell don't want to do it with brakes on it, because there the grease goes right in and get in all your brakes, and your brakes are useless. So that's my rant on that. Don't be afraid to comment below on your opinion and what you would use, and also the type of grease. My gosh, the grease that's on here, look at that. I don't know how old this grease is, but I can tell you one thing, it ain't. It sure as heck ain't wheel bearing grease. There's no tackiness, no stringiness, no anything. Look at my sidewall. I mean, there's just dirt sticks to it, like any grease, but it's just there's no stringiness to it. And it sure as heck ain't high temperature wheel bearing grease. Now, you normally don't need high temperature wheel bearing grease on a trailer, but you do if you got brakes, because then you're gonna be generating heat every time you put on the brakes. Say you're going down a long grade, and this trailer's sitting there kissing the brakes every now and then because you're going down the hill and you're touching your brakes. That's going to create heat. That's going to turn your non-high temperature bearing grease into liquid, and it's just going to do not good things for you. Anyway, that's my rant on the trailer brakes. The hubs are fine. We're going to put in new races, new bearings, new backing plate, as you saw on there. That takes care of that. So I'm not worried about cleaning that up a whole lot. That's going to end up in my steel scrap barrel. Now I might take some of the springs and stuff like that off and the adjusters, and maybe I'll use that in the future on something that maybe has a broken spring, or I don't know. I just have a tendency to keep some parts. What else do we want to talk about here? The hydraulic brake lines. We're going to run all new hydraulic brake lines. Now these aren't rusted through, but if you're going to go this far, let's just make sure that all the brake lines are good. It doesn't cost that much. And this one wasn't long enough anyway. Once I added 5 feet to that tongue, that ain't gonna get up there. Nope, not gonna happen. And a few of you have asked, what kind of rollers are you gonna use? Well, you'll see that coming up, but I'll tell you, at least the front 2 to 3 are gonna be self-centering. If you haven't seen self-centering, you wanna stay and watch this, because you're gonna know what they're all about. Because they're awesome. I put them on one other boat trailer and I love them. And they're not crazy expensive in comparison. What happened here is you take a look at these rollers. They are hard and dry and won't do what you really want them to do. Here's the back one that let the old boat roll off. That only had a few cracks in it before the boat rolled across it with all of its weight, and then it just ate it up. Well, that's because it's lost its softness. And that's something you want in your rubber, is something to be a little softer. Okay, first things we're gonna do, this whole trailer is getting painted. Everything I can see and get my wire brush on is gonna get some fresh primer, some fresh paint. We're not trying to make it perfect. We're just trying to make it look like I care just a little bit. I'm only gonna do right now, I'm working on from right here, this cross member forward. And you guys probably going, why you only do that? Do it all. Well, I gotta work in spurts, in the heat, in the sun. I can do a part of it. I can prime it, I can paint it. I can get the tongue mounted back on once I get that done. And then I'll work back a couple more sections. You know, in some cases, some people get overwhelmed by a project. And if you were to take the time, it's gonna take me a good hour to wire wheel this whole thing. That might not seem like a long time, but it is a long time when you're bent over, hunched over, getting, the cheek poker through 2000, throwing little devil darts all over you. And then you gotta pick them out later. And you think you got a stiff whisker, and you turn out there's a wire stuck in your chin. Had that happen. But all right, this is gonna be fun. We're gonna see some progress. I gotta get this thing done so I can get it back under Big Blue so we can keep moving forward on Big Blue. I'm still looking for, and there's another video on me taking the gimbal apart, but I'm still looking for parts and pieces that are hard to come by on that. Some seals, I got a bearing coming for it, but in the meantime, let's see how far we can get on this guy. We got trailer lights to put on here. We've got, oh, these outrigger posts like you see on the back of, well, you only see one of them on the back of the Cobalt. As you can see, there's one here, and there's one, oh, not here. Well, that's something I got to fix on this boat. And then those are going on here, some guideposts. We got to build the trailer tongue winch thing from scratch. We're going to use this leftover piece of steel because, yeah, why not? It's the same size. Beefy is as beefy does, I say. And overkill, that's the name of the game. We've got new tires coming for the trailer, and in another video I just released, let's just call it today. You guys should see it by the time this video is out. If you go to my second channel, which is RM3D Creations, it's me doing not necessarily 100% boat related stuff, but I still want to capture it because it may help somebody out. All right, enough. Cue the time lapse for the wire wheel. And then we can move on to something more fun than wire wheeling. All right, guys, Mercury is really wanting to throw Frisbee. He's out here hanging with me. He's doing circles. Where are all your Frisbees? What'd you do with them? You left your toys in the yard? Well, here we go. You want to throw this green one? Huh? Watch this. This is fun. He loves this. Well, you chewed this one part way in two. Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's do some circles. You want to do some circles? Ready? All right, here we go. Nice job, buddy. Nice job. Bring it here. Bring it here. Good boy. You gonna drop it there? Hey, come here. You gotta drop it. I ain't throwing another one until you drop it. Drop it. There you go. Ready? No. Come here. Come here. Bring it here. There you go. Take this one. Go. Yeah. Nice job. Boy, he's good at that. Good boy. You gonna bring it to me? Bring it here. Good boy. Come here. Come here. Don't be camera shy. Good boy. There you go. There's my good boy. Yeah. Yeah. You gotta let me have it. One more. There it goes. Nice. I like it when he jumps up and catches it. That's fun. Are we done? He's always done when it's hot out, and he'll just go do like that and sit away from me and go, okay, sit in the shade. He's cool. All right. That was fun. Let's do some work. Well, folks, where we left off was in primer. What we're coming back to, some paint. That turned out pretty well so far. And as you can see, Where's the end of it? Where's the end of it? Whoa! Oh! My wife's looking for the dog. It run. She's done RUN-OFT. Run off. Dang it. Try to do something nice for the dogs, let her run around a little bit, have some fun. She just took off on me. She comes back sometimes. She's by herself. She's not with her brother. Her and her brother get together, and if they run off, we picked them up as far as 3.5 miles away from the house. And they went through some creeks and woods and to get there. But we find them. They got air tags on them. Anywho's, what do you think? Now you might be asking yourself, why did you paint part of it and not all of it? Well, I've got to work around, you know, daylight and dew points. And I'm only wire wheeling off what I can wire wheel off, and then get primered and dry the primer and paint in set amount of time, you know, in the evenings. So that's what I did. I did a section good enough that I can put the tongue back on. Got my grade 8 bolts back in. There's been one person had a comment about grade 8 bolts. Why would you use grade 8 bolts? They're not as strong as grade 5. Yes, they are. They're stronger. And when you talk about shear strength and, you know, bending before breaking, there's videos out there of a guy taking a couple of 3/8 grade 5 and grade 8 bolts, putting them in a vise, hitting them with a hammer, bend them at a 90. No cracking, no breaking. So will they bend a ways before they break? Yes. The tensile strength is through the roof on grade 8. So, and they also have a coating on them that's better than grade 5 bolts to resist rust. So I sent that person back a lengthy paragraph of information, because I'm here to educate. I'm not trying to throw things in people's face, not even a little bit, but I want to educate, and other people can read that comment and also get educated as well. Another person left a comment I want to address on a trailer tongue. You can't have it that long. Yes, I can. There it is. I did it. It's going to give you problems. No, it won't. I've built enough trailers in my lifetime to know what will and won't work. Now, is this excessive? Because it was a comment about unsupported tongue length. And I read some articles. I read up on it, just like every good person would that's been challenged. And what did I find? This should be this. This should be that. This should be that. And all kinds of different stuff in that article and different articles. And then at the bottom it says, except for boat trailers. Boat trailers are different because people are wanting to get their boat in the water without putting their back tires in the water. So there's a different dynamic there. And also keep in mind, when you're thinking boat trailer and unsupported, well, a lot of times your boat is secured at the back, to the back of the trailer. And then you also have, you got it cranked up tight against a V up here, which is hooked to the tongue. Now this boat trailer is sturdy beyond sturdy. There's no question about that. But if you think about it, when you've got it anchored down at the back, and then you've got that nice winch with a safety chain up front, and you've got it anchored down to the front, and it's making contact all the way down the length of it, the boat becomes a pseudo trailer frame, as it were. So that's what I rely on here. Plus, I went from 1/8 inch wall tubing, added 5 more feet to 4 more feet, 5 more? Yeah, 5 more feet to the length of my tongue here. But I also went up to 3/16 wall. And that's pretty heavy duty wall. This thing has no, I mean, if I sit on it now, can I sit on it? What will happen? Basically, if I sit on it, sorry, I didn't have you in frame. Basically, if I sit on it, the tongue itself has very hardly any, I mean, there's just no bounce there. Only thing that's bouncing right now is a little bit of, because I don't have this thing secured, I also don't have all the weight on the axle so that it'd actually be tight right here in this joint. So it'll be fine. There we go. Anyway, when I'm in mid-projects or have parts 1, 2, and 3, I like to read the comments. I like to address some questions, get some answers to some questions, just to make it so that, you guys know I'm reading them, and also want to address some concerns. And I'm not out there to prove anybody wrong. It's not my goal. My goal is to educate. And this trailer is what we'd call on the verge of magnificent. Now, when it's all said and done here, I'm going to have no less than $900 wrapped up in this trailer. And that does not include the $200 price I paid for the boat, motor, trailer, outdrive. I'm counting my $200 I got back out of it in the engine and the outdrive. Easily got that back out of it. The trailer was just a bonus. That's all there is. And truly, once you rebuild one like this one, most places, when you go to the DOT and it doesn't have a piece of paperwork, you can go in there and I'm like, because I'm touching every nut and bolt on this thing. The only thing I didn't do is the centerpiece, but I'm doing axles, I'm doing everything I'm touching. And that's, you know, I'm considering a home-built trailer, because now it's not the same specs that, say, Texas trailer builders or Shorelander trailer builders built it to. I have modified a lot of those specs to my own spec, so now it is my trailer. So what I want to do next is let's get this hardware up front here. I've got the trailer jack that I actually want to paint the rusty little cross pieces, and the bolts, I want to paint them up so they're, you know, we're going a little ways, but I don't want to go overboard. We're going to get that put in place. We're going to work on getting this chain hardware here, back up here, and holding this down secure, along with, you know, this piece was bolted on somewhere. I don't know how that went. I think it was under here like this, maybe. Or, yeah, I got to look at yeah, it was under here like this. It sat just like that, had a pin that went through it that secured this down. So we got to get all that, you know, wire wheeled up, touched up, painted up. We're going to use the sawhorses over here and a piece of cardboard. But just wanted to catch you up where we're at. This is the fun stages of a project. This is when things are starting to come back together. It's starting to look like a trailer again. We've got a lot of work to do yet on the brakes and the axle. Not so much the axle, but brakes, wheel bearings, hubs, and getting those cleaned up. But once that's back on its own wheels, still waiting on tires. I got the old tires off the rim. I'm going to repaint the rims as well. And I want to get got to get those painted and dried and cured before I mount a tire back on it so they look pretty. And yep, I like what's going on here. All right, let's get busy. Enough chit chat. We got to get her done for sure. Let's get the safety chain and the front coupler on here. Then we're going to start cleaning up hardware. I won't bore you with a lot of that. I might give you a little montage here, and then I'm gonna get after painting those rims, get that done. When it comes to the brake hubs and stuff, I got brand new brake hubs, so when it comes time for that, I'm gonna take the existing ones off, mask some things off, do some more painting. That's gonna be probably the next section of trailer is gonna involve the axle. All right, enough is enough. Let's get her done. Now in this instance, I decided to run the bolts from the inside out through the bottom, as you saw maybe in part 1. And yes, what grade are these guys? Grade 8. Many thousands of pounds of tensile strength happening right there. And what I'm doing here is I want to have the chain, and we got a washer and a lock washer. Thought about using nylock bolts, but I'm like, nah, let's do it this way for once. Okay. And see, the nice thing about the way I'm doing this one is chain still free floats after it's going to be tightened down. It's not going to be awkwardly pinched up against weird stuff. That's one of my reasons for doing it this way. Just trying something new. See right there, that still floats. Does chainy things. Nice. Oh yeah, baby. That ain't going nowhere except wherever the trailer goes. All right, let's go get the hitch. Did you find her? Good. Well, that was simple enough. Some of you might be asking why you're removing the valve stems out of those. Well, I'm putting in new ones. Even though these from 1970 whatever might be some pretty good rubber, it's still 1970s rubber, and they seem pretty pliable yet. They cut nice and they're really good shape, but you know, I guess in my heart of hearts can't use it. Now to clean up this mess. Oh, mercy. We're gonna go after it with the old, where is my handle? Outside under the trailer, I'll bet. Feller kind of wants to leave them like that and just clear coat it. That's some awesome little, I don't know, trailer wheel camo for sure. Ooh, I'm getting dust all over. Yep, it's a mess. And here we go, we're not going for beautiful. We're going for how's she looking right now. Now this trailer project has become more of a beast than I thought it was going to be, but I think it's going to be well worth it in the long run. What started off as let's make it good to be able to put my big blue boat on it, to we're making it better than it needs to be, I feel. So as you can see here, we've got things painted, but also check it out, antique white on the rims as well. Not only did we get antique white on the rims, check out these trailer hubs. Aren't those going to be beautiful? They're going to last another millennia, you know what I mean. All right, one more big step in the trailer adventure. It's supposed to be really, really hot today, so I'm trying to get a lot of work done. I was up since 5:30 this morning, right before the sun's up, getting some work done because it's supposed to be in the mid-90s today. We've had a cool streak that was only in the lower 80s and dropping down to 50s overnight, which is awesome. But today's going to be a hot one, so I got to get a lot of work done. What is he doing there? Oh, the guy's always up to something crazy. Check this out. We're getting ready to do a trailer swap. Well, I got to get Big Blue off the trailer. And this trailer is going to somebody else, possibly. It's going on Facebook Marketplace for sure, and then it's leaving this property. Because I do not like this little tandem, but somebody else may love it. It might make somebody a great little kayak trailer where they can put, you know, 125 kayaks on it or something. I don't know. I'm not a kayaker. But check it out. I got to get to in there. Now, you guys see me pull boats directly off onto the ground. That's not what's happening here. What's happening here is I'm going to get this boat back about a foot or so I can actually put me a brace underneath it so I can lift the front end up and slide this trailer out with ease is the plan. And I'm going to show you how I'm going to do that, and I think it's going to work out pretty well. So I'm going to stitch you guys right here. The sun's in the wrong spot. No, it's not. It's in the right spot. It's coming up out of the east. All right, I'm going to have you guys watch this for me for a minute. You guys yell, whoa, 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 when I got about a foot off the back. That's all I'm going for. I'm hoping for a little gentle tug. And this old hickory nut tree, yes, it's a hickory nut tree. And this thing drops at night. You can hear them just falling on this tin roof. These hickory nuts are just everywhere, and the squirrels just love them. All right, watch out, Toast. Come here, buddy. This is my cat. This is my cat. A cat. This is the only cat that, I guess, is my cat. It's the only one that actually comes to me and likes me outside. Don't you, buddy? This is Toast. He's gonna supervise this situation and make sure everything's okay. All right. Now, Toast, don't become Toast. You guys did fantastic. I heard you yelling, whoa, 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 from your computer chairs or your TVs or your couches or where you're sitting in the coffee shop with your iPhone, doing iPhone things. You guys don't have you a set of these Strap-O straps yet. What are you waiting on? There's a link in the description below. Go get you some. How easy is that to wind up and keep stowed away? Hey, Toast, you did a good job. You helped the people help me. All right, here we go. Unhook. Disconnecting. Watch out, Toasty Toast. "20-foot by 2-inch self-retracting straps." Whoops! That'll happen if you grab the wrong end. All right, that was really easy. All right, I have flipped the boat around on this pad, which is not very flat right here. So I'm gonna have to pull it ahead about 4 or 5 feet, 4 feet maybe, to get me a somewhat flat pad. I'm gonna take me some wood, build me an apparatus that goes here, and then put some feet down and some legs out that'll stabilize the back of the boat really well. That's my goal here. And then we'll proceed to jack the front end of the trailer up so this thing is sitting on just this, and then we'll take and pick the front of the boat up and we'll pull the trailer right out from under it. Easy peasy. First I got to construct this thing. All right, let's see what we can do here. Now my goal is I'm gonna actually saw cut this. This got a curve. So my goal is to hold one of those up like this.
And one on the other side?
And one on this side. So I'm gonna go ahead and start some screws. Matter of fact, I can do something somewhat intelligent here maybe. And alright, grab that on that end. Oh wait, let's do this. Let's hold this up. Let's hold up that end tight to the boat, and I'll hold my end up tight to the boat. Look at that. Let's just look at it. Just look at it. So then we can hold it like this. I'm gonna come out here about like yay. Come outside the boat about like yay. Maybe a little higher.
And then trace it on the other side.
Yeah, I'll trace it on the other side and I'll get a perfect fit. Okay. What I need is take Tell you what, can you trace? How good are you at tracing?
Not very good.
You have to lay underneath the boat. What? Want me to do it? You hold it? I'm not sure you're strong enough to hold it. There you go. What a sport. Everybody give my wife a hand. She's doing a great job. I can probably figure it out from there if you got the back one cut.
Okay.
Mark the center, right in the bottom middle there. Mark that straight up and down.
Okay.
Yeah, look at that.
Oh,
Ooh.
sorry, that's wobbly.
No, that had to be straighter to come out to call it wobbly.
Yeah. It's the middle one.
All right, so you guys see what I did here? I'm sorry, you're filthy now. I'll brush your back off. Come here.
That's,
At least the concrete was pretty clean.
it could be softer.
We could have grabbed one of them moving blankets.
That's okay. We're done.
So what we're doing, folks, is we're going to take this guy. Now that I got center, I can take my bandsaw and cut this, follow this line, and then it'll fit the boat pretty good, and it'll be supported all the way out to the end. And I'm going to make 2 of these. So now I've got this one, and I can use this one as a pattern to make the second one. And then what I'm going to do is when it's up like this, I'm going to put a 4x4 in between them, here and here. I think that should work. 4x4 here. This will be on the same side. 4x4 there. Yeah, should be able to put a 4x4 in between them, maybe 3 of them, and then I will be able to, you know, those will be my verticals. I can measure from here because this is where I'm saying is going to be my highest point right now. Then I'm going to crank the boat up, trailer up, and it'll bring this up back and off the trailer, which will be pretty cool. And then I'll pick up the nose of the boat, and we'll just shoot this trailer right on out of here and get that on Facebook Marketplace as fast as possible. Because I don't want this trailer. It's not my favorite trailer. Nope. Somebody else can make it into whatever they want though. All right, let me get to the bandsaw. To the bandsaw mobile. So I don't know why I carried those other 2 boards clear out here. I guess I wasn't thinking too clear. Well, there you have it, folks. Big Blue is officially dry docked on blocks. And it worked out really well. Hope the time lapse captured some of that. How I did that. But as you can see, got a rear brace back here that I built out of that scrap wood. Nice. Worked out really, really well. Now that other trailer that was under Big Blue goes up on Facebook Marketplace for sale. It's gone. Will be. Somebody will buy it. Somebody can turn it into something. But yeah, that turned out well. We've done a lot of projects this morning so far. It's almost noon. Started at 5:30. Put in a pretty decent day so far. We got a long way to go for this Saturday morning. All right, this is Michael saying if it ain't broke, fix it till it is. We'll see you on the next video. Stay tuned. We're going to make a lot more progress on the trailer for Big Blue and hopefully get it back under it.